you guys, welcome to the channel VanNoobie. Today's video is going to be about a cargo carrier. I purchased a cargo carrier at Lowe's for about $87, and the reason for purchasing this cargo carrier was because I want to free up the space of the van, the living area of the van. I don't want anything in there that doesn't need to be in there. So a good reason to purchase something like that is so that all your dirty stuff, maybe your generator, camping logs for campfires, stuff like that, you can carry back here in this area out of the way and free up your area in the van. Now, one thing that I did not consider when I first purchased the cargo carrier was the wobble of the cargo carrier. When you purchase these things, and they're not going to tell you, but you're going to find out as soon as you start driving, is that it starts to wobble. Whether there's a load on it or not, it's going to wobble. It's going to drive you nuts when you're driving. And it's going to make you nervous too. You're going to think, is my load still back there? Is it going to fall over? Am I going to lose control of the vehicle? So for those reasons, you want to purchase something called an anti-wobble adapter. In this video, I'm going to go in depth. Now, one thing I do want to point out is, if you look below here, this space here, this gap where your cargo carrier comes in, is a pretty wide gap, but the cargo carrier mount itself is not wide enough to take up all this space, which is the reason why you get wobbling happening in here. The adapter, what the adapter does is it cinches the hitch itself and the mount of the cargo carrier so tight that there is no more wobble, and that is exactly what it does. Now, one other thing I want to point out is that when I first purchased the cargo carrier, I picked it up in my regular vehicle at Lowe's and I installed it at the Lowe's parking lot. I brought it home and I eventually did put it on the van. Now, you're going to see in the video that when I put it on the car, I don't have a hitch extender, but on the van I needed to have a hitch extender because, and this is a hitch extender, if you look below here, it's about a 12-inch extension basically. This one is by Master. I purchased it for 20 bucks at Harbor Freight, and what it does is my normal hitch starts right about here, and this just extends it about 12 inches back. Now here is where the cargo carrier begins. So the purpose of doing that was that when the camper van's door is closed, my tire is in the way. So if I have the cargo carrier all the way butted up against the bumper of the van, whatever cargo I'm carrying is going to hit the tire, my spare. So bringing it out, it makes everything a lot better for me for carrying the load. So let's begin. So here it is. This is the hitch packer that I purchased at Lowe's for 87 bucks. And this pin here, the bent pin receiver lock, is something that you need, especially if you're trying to secure this thing. This thing is a lock. It comes with 2 keys and it'll secure the mount. Those there are the assembly materials: 2 bolts, nuts, washers, and some reflectors. The reflectors, of course, are so that people will be able to reflect their headlights on your cargo carrier and not accidentally bump you. And here we are doing a dry fit, trying to see what we're getting into, lining up the bolts. There you go. Put the 2 in there, put the nuts on each side. That's about it. Tighten that baby up. I made a rookie mistake, forgot to bring tools, so I had to take a pause, go in the store and purchase a couple tools to tighten this thing up. Here's that anti-wobble I'm talking about, the anti-wobble collar by Ultra Tow. I bought this thing at Northern Tool. Like, let me tell you, it was a monster trying to get a hold of one of these things. I went to U-Haul thinking they'd have something since they deal with hitches and trailers. They did not. I went to Lowe's, I went to Home Depot, I went to Harbor Freight. Nobody had this thing. I did see it on Amazon, but I kind of wanted it right away, so ended up getting it at Northern Tool. At this point, I already slid the anti-wobble onto the mount. Now I'm just putting my hitch pin back in there, and now I'm gonna slide it back and tighten up the 2 bolts. Notice there is the 2 bolts, and then there's the 2 jacking nuts to secure it from backing out, just to place a little more resistance on that thing, since it is going to be wobbling a lot and try to come loose. And there you go, folks. The cargo carrier is installed with minimal wobble. Thanks for watching.